Qualifications for next year's Euros kicks off in about a month's time, and as we know, nearly half of UEFA nations will qualify for that tournament, but that also means half of them won't. So today we're going to have a look at the teams that I don't think have a shot, really, of being there this time around. Now, we're not interested in San Marino or Andorra or teams like that we know definitely won't be there. So let's focus on the teams that have made it to the Euros in the past, but I just don't think are going to be there this time around. With that all said, let's get into it. Starting with number 1, the Republic of Ireland. The poor Irish are going to think I hate them because I said they won't qualify for the 2026 World Cup, but as you guessed, I don't think they're going to qualify for Euros either. I stand by my view, which is that I just don't think Ireland have a very good team at the moment. It's made up of a lot of championship players and a few ageing ones as well, like Seamus Coleman, their captain. They had a poor showing in the Nations League. On the road to Qatar in qualifications, they finished level on points with Luxembourg. There's nothing to suggest they've improved, and even if they had, they're in one of the toughest groups as well with France and the Netherlands. I would even argue Greece are much better than them. There's absolutely no way they're going to be in the top 2 of their group, so the only way they can qualify is hope that they get a playoff spot. But even so, if they do get a playoff spot, similar to when they lost to Slovakia in 2020, I don't think they're going to get there this year. Number 2, Latvia. The mighty Latvia. Some would argue that they don't even deserve a place on this list because, of course, they're not going to qualify, right? Well, they are worthy of the list because they have been in the Euros before at 2004 in Portugal, and you might be surprised to know that Latvia only lost 1 game since October 2021 and won their Nations League group, so they are worthy to be considered. Having said that, they won't qualify. And I feel really bad saying that, having just put a case forward for them. The only real route to the Euros is coming first or second in their group, and it's a tough group with Croatia, Wales, Turkey and Armenia, which, let's face it, it's unlikely they're going to be able to get one of those top 2 spots. For teams like Latvia in Nations League D, they can only advance to the playoffs if enough teams from Nations League C automatically qualify through first and second places in their groups for the Euros. It is a bit complicated, but it does work out and make sense as we go through. It's just really unlikely this is going to happen for Latvia. I suppose ultimately, all you need to know is Latvia won't be there. Number 3, Ukraine. The draw just hasn't been kind to Ukraine this time around. They find themselves in Group B with Italy and England. I'd even say North Macedonia, who qualified in North 2020, are a tough team to face. I mean, ask Italy. Just focusing on football, Ukraine's record against the best European teams over the last few years has been absolutely appalling, having been thrashed by Spain, France, Germany, Switzerland, England in the Euro quarterfinals. I mean, even Scotland beat them 3-0 last year. In another group, Ukraine would probably have a stronger chance. Coming second in their Nations League group in League B means that they probably will get a playoff spot, but then that's down to the luck of the draw, isn't it, as to who you get. I just don't think they're going to be able to make it through that path. And aside from on the field, the Ukraine FA faced a separate scandal as the Ukrainian Football Association president, Andriy Pavelko, was arrested in November for alleged misuse of international aid funds. He was released after the Ukraine FA paid out bail costs and plans to continue for running for re-election of a UEFA Executive Committee spot. It's fair to say that FIFA aren't impressed with this, and they have threatened Ukraine with suspension if they don't get their act together. Number 4, Northern Ireland. Last appearing at the Euros in 2016, when Will Griggs was on fire and terrifying defences, they find themselves in Group H for qualifying, and in truth, it's not the most difficult group in the world, with Denmark likely to win it and that second spot up for grabs. The problem is simple. Just like Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland is simply not good enough. Their main competition is going to come from Finland, Slovenia and arguably Kazakhstan, all of which are better than Northern Ireland at the moment. With no standout player and very few playing at the top level, their squad leaves a lot to be desired in this generation. In their recent qualifying campaigns, they came third behind Switzerland and Italy for the 2022 World Cup, posing no real threat. And it was the same for Euro 2020, finishing third behind Germany and Netherlands. Now, they did get a playoff spot for 2020, which may be a route they can go down this time. However, in 2020, it resulted in a losing effort to Slovakia. Speaking of which, number 5, Slovakia. Now, I spoke about the Nations League a lot in this video, and admittedly, it's not the be-all end-all, but if Slovakia can't finish first or second in a group with Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan and Belarus, then there is a problem. But their poor run has been going on for some time now. They were not really competitive in World Cup qualifying. They only just made it to the Euros by the skin of their teeth through the playoffs. Even at the tournament, they went out of the group stage after just picking up 1 win. I think it's telling that in 2020 they were 33rd in the FIFA rankings and now they're 54th. It just underlines the fact that they don't have a good national team at the moment. Looking at Group J, they do have a small chance for a second place spot if they can best Iceland and Bosnia, but I can't see it happening. And since they did so poorly in their Nations League group, there's a big list of teams ahead of them to get a playoff spot if they become available. I think they'll be sitting this Euros out. So there you have it. I don't think these teams are going to be there at Euro 2024, but if you want some more information about the tournament or some predictions as to who might be there as a bit of a surprise or a shock, then please make sure you follow the channel, like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you again soon.